What's up everybody, this is Ven bringing you another MOC Spotlight to kick off the brand new year. For today's episode we'll be taking a look at two different MOCs. One is Ballista Beetle, created and posted to the message boards by Cheesy Q, and the other is Glaurung the Fierce, created and posted by The Chosen One. Both very interesting and unique creations, but let's get into the details now, shall we? Starting with Ballista Beetle, which I immediately praise for its color scheme, being that of purple and orange, with some silver highlights, looking to be bits of armor. Now for CCBS builds, purple is a pretty difficult color to work with because there's not a lot of options that come out in that color. But with the parts that are available, we can see that the builder uses them very creatively. I mean, look at the feet right here. I bet most of your attention was on the torso, of course, but the feet I'm paying attention to because it utilizes those hero heads for, I guess you could call it the ankle portion, which looks really cool and also makes this connection point possible. And overall, it's a very creative way of incorporating purple into the legs, rather than just using a bone and then slapping a purple shell on it, kind of like with the forearms. And even though there is a shell used here, it's still used pretty creatively to attach the hands simply by using this little pin. And obviously, we can see that the MOC exemplifies a lot of really creative engineering just with the torso alone, utilizing these giant X-pod shells for the sides here, and the tubing that travels all the way around from the mouth, I guess, to the back of the MOC and up around to the chest. Altogether making this look like some really complex gas mask-esque apparatus. I don't know, I'm not too sure exactly what it's supposed to be, but I'm still with it. I still dig it. And despite the unorthodox building techniques that we have here, not only does the MOC look good, but it also comes off as a very solid model overall. It doesn't need any sort of support, it can stand up on its own, it can pose, there's no gaps or indication of the MOC falling apart. It looks like you can pick it up, play around with the articulation, set it in a different pose, and then set it back down without really too many issues, aside from maybe the toes coming off. But even then, it's kind of tough to make that call. Another added bonus to the MOC is that it actually has a little play feature. You can launch a cannon from the top of its torso. Turns out it's more than just some hunchback robot thing. It's a weapon of mass destruction, a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Who could have thought of that? None other than Cheesy Q. If you guys have any feedback for him, the post is going to be linked in the description below, and you'll also find a link to the gallery of all these pictures. Now, for the Chosen One's Glaurung the Fierce, we have a very different story. It's a very unique kind of CCBS build in that it doesn't really utilize too much CCBS in the torso as much as it does Exoforce robot arms. And it looks like the foundation of this build is with system, but it's hard to tell because everything is so well covered up. And it makes for a very smooth looking MOC overall. Like, it's so smooth and well rounded that it almost doesn't even look like a MOC, it looks like a 3D render. Is this the point we've gotten to now where we can basically just 3D render models just by using Lego bricks? Not even bricks, freaking Exoforce arms? Like, what? This level of engineering is alien to me. Also, I appreciate how overall the aesthetic is very consistent, from the colors to the textures to details like the tan spikes trailing all the way down from the head to the tail. And the front portion of the torso here is masterful. It's such an elegant curve, I don't know how he pulls it off. Then, of course, there's the head, which is very well rendered. You can clearly make out facial features such as the eyes, the brow, the eyes even have little pupils, and the nose portion is kind of rigid. But I will say I do have a small criticism to make about the MOC, and it does have to do with the head. Not with the way it looks, but just how it's proportioned compared to the rest of the body. Admittedly, I'm not too sure if this is a fault of the MOC itself or if it's just the camera angle that kind of makes it look this way, but the head appears a bit too small for the rest of the body. It would look a bit better to me if either the head was bigger by just a small margin or if the body was slightly smaller or a little less thick, I suppose. So instead of maybe thick with 2 C's, you just stick to 1 C and then boom, you're good. I also think it's a bit interesting that you made the inside of the mouth white, which doesn't look bad. I'm thinking maybe it's supposed to represent the teeth. I just thought that was noteworthy. Either way, it's still a great MOC. It easily won my heart just for being a dragon thing. It shouldn't be a secret that I freaking love dragons. I don't know how often I've said that throughout the series, but I feel like I haven't said it enough. And in my experience, it's been very hard to build dragons specifically out of Bionicle or CCBS elements, so it's nice to see something like this that I can take some inspiration from. So again, overall, great job, Cheesy Q and the Chosen One. Congrats for making it onto the MOC Spotlight, the first MOC Spotlight of 2019. Hope to see more from you guys for sure. Keep up the good work. And of course, for the rest of you viewers, as always, I encourage you to share your own LEGO creations to the message boards if you haven't already at board.ttvchannel.com, where you can get some feedback, be recognized for your creativity, and possibly have your own MOCs featured on the MOC Spotlight sometime in the future. So hopefully I'll be seeing you guys there. If not, I thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys next time.